He thought he had gotten away with everything. A secret vacation. A beautiful model lover. A life of excitement far from the quiet routine of marriage. As Daniel stepped off the plane and headed home, he imagined things would go back to normal. His wife Emily would greet him with a tired smile, the house would be the same, and his secret would stay buried forever. But Daniel had no idea that while he was enjoying sunsets and luxury hotels with someone else, Emily had quietly changed everything in their lives, and what she did next would teach him a lesson he would never forget. Before we continue, if you enjoy meaningful stories that touch the heart, make sure to subscribe to the channel, Kindness Lights, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps spread powerful stories about kindness and second chances. Daniel and Emily had been married for 8 years. In the beginning, their life together had been simple and happy. They lived in a small house in Ohio, spent weekends cooking together, and dreamed about building a future filled with love. But as the years passed, Daniel became restless. His job in marketing brought him into glamorous circles, meeting influencers, models, and people living flashy lifestyles. Slowly, he began to feel like his quiet home life was boring compared to the excitement outside. One evening at a corporate event in Miami, Daniel met Sophia, a confident model with a charming smile. She made him feel important and admired. What started as casual conversation soon turned into late-night messages and secret phone calls. Eventually, Daniel convinced himself he deserved a break from his ordinary life. He told Emily he had a business trip and flew off on a vacation with Sophia to a tropical resort. They spent days lounging by the pool, taking photos on the beach, and pretending the world outside didn't exist. Meanwhile, back in Ohio, Emily sat alone in their quiet home. At first, she believed Daniel's story about the business trip. But a message from a stranger changed everything. Someone had seen Daniel with Sophia and sent Emily a photo. The picture showed Daniel laughing on a beach, his arm wrapped around the model. Emily's heart shattered in that moment. She felt betrayed, humiliated, and deeply hurt. For 2 days she cried, barely able to eat or sleep. But something unexpected happened after the tears faded. Emily began to think clearly. She realized she could respond with anger and revenge, or she could do something that truly changed her life. Emily remembered something her grandmother used to say, kindness doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong enough to walk away from what hurts you. Those words echoed in her mind. Instead of planning a cruel revenge, Emily decided to transform her pain into something meaningful. Over the next week, Emily quietly made big decisions. She spoke with a lawyer and began preparing for a separation. But she didn't do it out of hatred. She simply knew she deserved honesty and respect. Then she did something Daniel never would have expected. Emily started using the money they had saved for a luxury vacation to support people in need. She donated part of it to a local shelter for families struggling to find housing. She volunteered at a community kitchen, serving warm meals to strangers who had nowhere else to go. And for the first time in years, Emily felt a sense of peace. Helping others slowly healed her broken heart. By the time Daniel returned home from his glamorous getaway, he expected life to be exactly the same. He walked through the front door with his suitcase, already rehearsing the story about his busy meetings. But the house felt different. The walls were quieter. The living room looked simpler. Several pieces of furniture were gone. Emily was sitting calmly at the kitchen table with a stack of papers in front of her. She looked tired, but there was also a quiet strength in her eyes that Daniel had never noticed before. "You're home," she said softly. Daniel forced a smile. "Yeah, the trip was exhausting." Emily slid the photo across the table, the one showing him and Sophia on the beach. Daniel's face turned pale. The room filled with heavy silence. "I know the truth," Emily said. "You don't have to pretend anymore." Daniel struggled to speak, but no words came out. He expected yelling, tears, maybe even insults. Instead, Emily's voice remained calm. She explained that she had already filed for separation. She told him the house would be sold and they would divide their assets fairly. Daniel stared at her, shocked by how composed she was. But Emily wasn't finished. She told him about the shelter she had helped fund, the families she had met, and the meals she had served. While you were enjoying your vacation, she said gently, I realized something important. Kindness gave me the strength to move forward. Daniel felt something twist painfully in his chest. For the first time, he saw the full weight of what he had done. He had traded loyalty and love for a temporary thrill. And now the woman he had hurt the most was responding not with cruelty, but with dignity and compassion. Emily stood up from the table and picked up her keys. I hope one day you learn what really matters, she said. Because kindness can change lives, but only if we choose it. She walked out the door with quiet confidence, leaving Daniel alone in the house that no longer felt like home. Weeks passed. Daniel couldn't stop thinking about Emily's words. He began volunteering at the same shelter she had supported, hoping to understand the kindness she had shown. Slowly, he